Two Occupy Austin protesters are in federal court this afternoon.
They claim the city is violating their right to free speech after they were banned from City Hall. Kate Whitehall is live there with the details. Good afternoon, Kate.
Good afternoon. Well, you know, since the Occupy movement started back in October, about 95 protesters have been either banned from City Hall for weeks, months, even up to a year. Now, this lawsuit claims that it's all in violation of their free speech. It's all part two of this ban is a new city policy that deems that if anyone is disruptive or unreasonably disruptive, they can be banned. And that is why two Occupy Austin protesters are now suing the city. Rudy Sanchez and Chris Sleeman are suing in federal court after they were arrested and banned from City Hall for up to 1 year. Now, the lawsuit claims that banning the two violated their right to free speech. And the Texas Civil Rights Project, which is helping with this lawsuit, reports that Sanchez was arrested while taking pictures of Austin police officers during the mass arrest on October 30th. Police made those arrests when they were trying to enforce new rules that didn't allow food to be distributed overnight. Sleeman was at City Hall during those arrests, but the lawsuit claims he wasn't arrested until after he talked to our cameras about the arrest. His attorney says when he attempted to leave, police arrested him on an outstanding warrant for running a stop sign on his bicycle. Now, the goal of this lawsuit is to stop the city from banning individuals from City Hall when they're exercising their right to free speech.
And you would think in a city that prides itself on free speech and political protests that the city would know better than to try to keep people from protesting and trying to undermine the movement in the way that they're doing it.
I'm hoping that in the future people can come out and protest and not fear arrest or fear that they're going to be banned from having their voice and freedom of expression oppressed.
Now, the city attorney said in court this morning that this type of ban is necessary to create a balance between free speech and public safety. They also said this type of ban has been in the works for years as a result of several complaints. But under cross-examination, it was found that there really have only been 2 criminal trespassing citations issued in the last 5 years at City Hall, whereas the night before this whole ban went into effect, more than 90 people were arrested. So they're trying to argue that this ban was put into place as a direct result of Occupy Austin, whereas the city is saying that's not the case. They had been working on this for years. The trial is expected to wrap up tomorrow with a final decision on whether or not this ban will stand. And of course, we'll keep you posted on what happens. We're live outside federal court in downtown Austin. Kate Whitehall, KXAN News.
Thanks, Kate. Well, unlike in other cities, there have not been large-scale confrontations in Austin between Occupy protesters and police, but APD has kept officers on hand at City Hall as the protests continue. Since the Occupy protest started on October 6th, Austin police have spent more than $412,000 for officers at City Hall. Also, the city has spent $35,000 on cleaning the plaza and hiring extra security guards. There have been about 40 arrests directly related to Occupy Austin.